What's up, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, just received this AVI-8 time instruments. This is not mine. I want to show it to you. It came from Aaron Dunlop of the OFD channel. Check him out. Love that guy. And it's going next to Scott at Watches Galore. But I'm going to take a look at it here, so I appreciate it. Aaron hooking us up with this. Like I said, it's not mine. It comes in this little green fabric box, and it's pretty cool. So first of all, what I will tell you about this is it's from the Flyboy connection, AVI-8 watches. I have never had an AVI-8 watch in my hand before. This is a little strange because AVI-8's been out there a while. I've run into them a number of times. They've had a number of watches that I've wanted to pull the trigger on and just didn't do it. So I've never bought one. It's just a little funny that my first look at an AVI-8 watch is actually from someone else loaning it to me. But this is from their Flyboy collection. I think they've had just a bunch of really nice looking watches, including their Hawker and Harrier, and obviously the whole AVI-8, you know, AVI-8, aviation. Their whole thing is a aviation themed watches. So, wow, this is like a solid little fabric pillow, and it's in this olive drab green because this is made in collaboration with AVI-8 and Bradley Mountain. If you don't know who Bradley Mountain is, you would be forgiven, because I would need to ask for forgiveness, because Bradley Mountain is kind of a gear and outfitter retailer. They're bradleymountain.com. You can go. It seems like they're kind of a high-end group. They have a lot of cool stuff. It's a small group based in San Diego, and what's pretty cool about them is that they've come up with a partnership watch. You know, and for being a small organization, God bless you for that, man. That's kind of my dream, to have like my own Panda branded watch, but I don't. Good for those guys. So here is the watch that is going to be a limited edition collaboration watch. I believe it's limited to 200 pieces, and it's not that expensive. I'll get that right out there. You know, so it is a stainless steel case, as I understand it, 316L stainless steel. But what's cool about it is it has this ionic brass plating, and man, looks great. You know, it's really kind of unique because it's kind of like, I don't know, it reminds me of like, you know, old diving bells or, you know, antique instruments. Obviously a brushed finish, kind of a brushed finish all the way around. I don't really see any polished parts. So the little chamfered edge right there is a little polished. Even on the back, you know, and it has this cool feel to it, man. Kind of like a little bit of a rough feel. I mean, you kind of think it feels a certain way, and it does, because it doesn't. I don't know. You know, maybe this is what brushed stainless steel just feels like, and I'm kind of making up things in my mind, but it just feels like a little rougher and a little more analog than other watches. But I think the color combo looks great, and if you know, if I didn't know it was like this ionic brass plating, you might think it's just made out of brass. I don't know. It's got a lot of weight to it. For a 43 millimeters case, you know, it's not a huge watch, but it's a hefty watch, and especially for not a lot of complications. You know, it's pretty much just date and time. You know, it has some heft to it. Now, it does have an automatic movement, Japanese movement. Wow, it's kind of wiggling there. 21 joules. I don't know if, I think it's a Seiko. I don't know if I can get a number around here. I don't see a model number, but I could be wrong about that. As you can see, the lobe here says Bradley Mountain and AVI-8, which is pretty cool. I just like that. It's cool to have that automatic movement. Screw back with a sapphire crystal. Look at the knurling on this crown. Totally cool. And then kind of the Target like logo right there, right? Let's take a close look at this dial. Obviously just a straight angled edge on the bezel here. Sapphire crystal, I think, you know, that's what I assume they're referring to as the front crystal. 50-meter water resistance, by the way. And then you have kind of this, oh, I don't know if the brass is playing tricks with me, but I'm gonna say it's just kind of like a slight off-white dial. And look at that. Look at the numbers. Look at that 0, 3, and 9. They are thick and applied, right? They definitely pop out of the dial. And then you have black dots for the minutes and the hours. As you can see, you have kind of these gold brushed hands here, very straight hands with lume on them. And the cool thing is that the color is just a perfect match for the case. Red tipped aviation style tip on the seconds hand there, and obviously slides, date window right there, framed out with black lettering. I like that the date dial is a pretty close match to the main dial. I think it's just white as opposed to the slight off-white. And then let's see, I don't know if this is a screw down crown or not. Nope, looks like, so it looks like the crown is not a screw down crown. I can hear it winding right there. So if I pull it out one spot, I can change the time. We can frame out Bradley Mountain there. See, it looks like it's hacking the seconds. And then if I see if I pull it out anymore, I change the date on it. So I couldn't seem to find a different position, but you can kind of roll over, which is what I did all over midnight to change the date. But not sure. I kind of would think there'd be a dedicated position for changing the date, but maybe not. But once it's kind of pressed against the case there, you can hear it wind in the movement. So really cool. Now I also think there is super lume on the dial here, so we will light that up and see what it looks like in the dark. You know, especially with outdoor cred, that should be pretty readable at night. Now the other thing I want to call out here is that this leather strap is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I love it. I love that it's kind of like this, I don't know, full grain vintage. You know, I think the color is phenomenal. You know, it's kind of this brown with just a little bit of red or cinnamon in it. You know, it's just kind of a traditional style outdoor watch band. This look is, the color is just so hard to get in so many things, and I just love it. You know, it looks like it could be an old watch band, but it's obviously it's new, side stitching with color matched threading. It's slightly tapers. The bottom end of the long end here is kind of interesting and has kind of like this angle cut right at the bottom, and then looks like almost like suede on the back side. AVI-8 Bradley Mountain, and oiled and vegetable tanned. I just love it. You know, like the Shinolas, I know they had the Horween vegetable tan leather. I mean, just gorgeous. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like the Ford F-150 King Ranch interiors. The seat, the leather, just supple and smooth and looks beautiful. And then obviously the buckle matches that ionic brass plating. So great looking watch, man. And like I said, $300. I mean, it's hard to beat. You know, for a quality piece, AVI-8 watches have made watches for a long time. As far as I hear, they've held up nicely. They're, you know, based on reliable Japanese movements. They look great. They've been, you know, pretty durable. I've never heard anyone complain about them. If you've had any problems, let me know. But to get a watch that's limited to 300 pieces or 200 pieces, to get a watch that's co-branded with a company that you may actually buy from and know. I've never bought anything from Bradley Mountain, but now that I know them and looked at their website, I was like, oh man, they've got some good stuff. So it's just kind of cool. You'll have something unique. You'll have something hopefully durable and reliable, and I think looks great. And so for $300, I mean, how can you beat that? You know, to get a quartz fossil watch, you know, will cost you a couple $100. To get into a very entry-level Bulova with mineral crystal and a quartz movement will be $150, $200. So I just think there's a lot of value here, and that's what I really like, is that there's continuing value in a lot of these things. So check it out. I think not only can you order this on the Bradley Mountain website, but you can also order it on the AVI-8 website. I'll put a link to it in the description, but check it out. And I think if we can find a discount code, I'll put that there too. I'm not sure if it'll work on this one, but if you're picking up AVI-8 watches, we'll see if we can scrounge one up from AVI-8 for you. So there it is, the Flyboy collection in collaboration with Bradley Mountain from AVI-8. Peter Von Panda out.